Here we are with an unboxing of the Samsung Omnia W. Now, you may be familiar with Samsung, you may be familiar with the Omnia name. Recently, Samsung have been focusing a lot of effort on their Galaxy range of devices, which are Android phones. Omnia relates to their Windows family of phones, and this is their latest Windows Phone 7.5 device. The Omnia W, or Wonder as it stands for. So here we have the official UK spec packaging. Let's take a look at what you actually get in the box. So this Omnia W is sort of a mid-range device, but it competes very well with the Nokia Lumia. So there's the device. We'll come back to that in a moment. Now the Nokia Lumia is probably getting the most attention at the moment for being a Windows phone. And that's doing some discredit to the likes of Samsung and other manufacturers. So here we've got the quick start guide for the GT i8-350, as it otherwise is known. We've then got in here a 3-pin UK mains adapter with a micro USB connection, so a standard connection there on the mobile devices of today. We've then got a set of in-ear headphones. They look a little bit cheap, to be honest. You've got 3.5mm jack there, which will connect to the device, and then you've got an inline microphone as well. You also get provided a USB cable with micro USB connection at the other end, so this is for connecting your device to a computer, and then you've got this for actually charging it. Now a lot of the time you often get a power adapter with no cable attached and you have to use the USB cable. You do in fact get a mains power adapter and a USB cable here, so that's an advantage in some respects. You're not having to chop and change cables. And then finally within the package you get the battery, which is 1500 milliamp hours in capacity. And that's about it in terms of the packaging. So let's bring the phone in and take a closer look at this. Let's peel off the cover. So here it is, the Samsung Omnia W. So at the bottom we've got a touch sensitive back and search key. We've got a physical Windows key. We've then got the 3.7-inch touchscreen display. We've got some sensors up here at the top. We've then got the front-facing VGA camera, got speaker grille, Samsung branding. On the side we've got a volume rocker key up and down. The rest is then flush. On the bottom we've got the micro USB port for charging and data transfer. We've got a microphone there as well. On the other side we've then got a dedicated camera button, and we've then got a power button as well. On the top there's the 3.5mm headphone jack for audio out. Then on the back we've got a loudspeaker, we've got a camera with LED flash. This is a 5-megapixel camera with autofocus. We've then got the back cover with the Samsung logo and the Windows Phone logo on here as well. So let's remove the back cover like so, and we'll pop the battery in. So as I say, this compares quite well to the Nokia Lumia 800. Now the Lumia has more internal memory. That has 16 gig of internal memory in comparison to the 8 gig on board this device. This also has a 5-megapixel camera, whereas the Lumia has an 8-megapixel camera. This has a standard SIM card slot, whereas the Nokia Lumia has a micro SIM card slot. So those are the main differences between the two devices. Both have 3.7-inch touchscreen displays. The Nokia Lumia has an AMOLED display, whereas this has a Super AMOLED display, so technically this should be a little bit better. The weight of it is quite good. It feels a bit cheap in places, you know, like the bottom feels a bit plasticky, but it still feels quite solid. And when you consider this is about £150 less than the Nokia Lumia, the sake of less memory and a smaller resolution camera, I think it's worth the cost savings. So let's just quickly go through the setup here. So this could take a moment. So we've got a 1.4 gigahertz single core processor in here running Windows 7.5 Mango. 3G as you'd expect on here with the 900, 2100 frequencies, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. Of course you've got your full social media integration and what have you. It's a 1500 milliamp hour battery, so that should get you through the day. It weighs in at 115 grams. So all in all, quite a nice little compact phone. Let's just in the meantime bring in a few devices to compare it to. We've got the HTC Titan here. You can see how different it is in terms of actual overall size and what have you. The Titan actually looks a little bit slimmer, but then it's much bigger, so everything's been squashed as it were. We've got an HTC Sensation, so again quite a bit smaller, not a lot of difference in thickness, definitely lighter. Of course that was running Android. And then we've got the Lumia, which is one of the key devices it's competing against. In terms of actual size, you can see there's really not an awful lot in it. The Nokia just feels a little bit taller, but just fractionally. But overall, not an awful lot of difference. Quite a similar sort of colour with the blacks. The Nokia feels sort of chunkier. It's got this sort of square, although the back is sort of rounded. This probably just feels that fraction more comfortable in the hand. It doesn't feel quite so wide, which is quite good. So let's just go in, and there we are into Windows Phone. Now I'm not going to do an extensive tour of what you get here because you've probably seen it all before. The Nokia Lumia does have some advantages of Nokia Drive and music, but you've got all the standard applications. You've got your phone here, so you've got your contacts. Now I haven't synced any of this up right at this time, so that's why we're missing some of the information. You've got the dialer, so then you've got all your office, your marketplace, your messaging. So let's just go and create a new message. So you've got your keyboard, you've got the sensors in here for portrait and landscape. Doesn't flick that way, but it will flick that way as well. Whoops, just gone back to the home screen there. So because it's got a front-facing video camera there, we can do a video call as well. Got Internet Explorer 9 on here. We've got some funky little apps that Samsung have put on here as well for sort of customization purposes. So let's just quickly go to the camera because that's one thing you all like to see. So here it is, here's the 5 megapixel camera. We've got a dedicated camera button here, so that focuses in quite quickly. Takes not a bad picture. We can zoom in and out quite nicely. We can go back to the pictures we've taken as well. So that's just a very quick unbox and tour of the Samsung Omnia W, which is available from clove.co.uk.